Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing? We got lazy days in here already. I know that MT Homestead is not finished yet, but they'll probably be finished shortly. We have Rebekah Touched by Yarn this evening. So I'm excited for that, as I am every time we have a live. I love Wednesdays. Um, where is everybody? You got 4 people, but some people aren't saying anything. So let's just bring Rebekah in here. Here you go, Rebekah.
Hello, everyone.
There she is. So how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had a little bit of a scare. I couldn't get the link to her this evening. So we were frantically trying to get it through the email. For some reason, it wasn't sending. So I had to manually type it in. And with dyslexia and that long number, that long code, good luck. Full Blown Country is in the house. Hello.
Hi, Jesse and Lisa.
Is your pretty watching as well? Jesse and Lisa, yep. They were last week. If you didn't see it last week, go and check it out. Here I am talking to the only people here.
I certainly did.
We got Ann Dale Homestead.
Hi, Andale.
So are you gonna end? Well, we'll wait until people come in.
Treasure Hunter.
They're coming in now. Okay, we got Treasure Hunter and Baroque Cowgirl Homestead is in here, and Evelyn Newman. Hello, Evelyn Newman. Our Okie Homestead. So we got 16 people in the house. Yeah, you can introduce who you've got behind you.
That is my brother Ronald. He can't hear anything because I've got this headset on. I have a window air conditioner that I don't know if you guys can hear.
Vaguely. Or
vaguely?
Just barely. Linda Peterson is in here, and T&J Homestead and Cottonwood Ranch.
I haven't heard of T&J Homestead.
You haven't?
No.
Well, now you have.
Now I have.
We've got Beth Cornett.
Yes, I know Beth.
Hey, peeps. Okay, I got them all. So what did you get to do today?
Went to the farmer's market and picked up some bread and things. Let's see what else. My brother picked up some peaches. I'm really excited to try some peaches.
I haven't been to a farmer's market in such a long time. You kind of get burned out on stuff like that when you've done it.
That's my cat. That's BB.
Most of my younger years were at the markets.
That's my famous cat over there. That's BB.
Yeah.
He was on one of my videos. He just kept looking at me. I'm like, and then he put his claws into my leg. I was like, ouch.
There's Tish Ross.
Hi, Tish.
And let's see. I just missed somebody.
Hi, Steve.
Somebody else came in. Here's Old Man King Homestead. Petty Jean River Homestead. Mr. Boots and Bounty. That was the one I saw. Yeah, Come On Homestead had a black cat in his video too.
Yep. I also have a gray tabby that's medium haired. I don't know where. Oh, Gigi's behind my brother. I just seen her. She's laying up there. That's where she is. See her? That's my kitty. She's a lot smaller than BB is.
I'm sure it's obvious, but I'm wearing this wonderful hat that Rebekah made for me. She asked me what color I wanted on my very first live.
Yes, I did.
And she got it to me quick. I was like, how did I rate to get my hat already?
Bring that
So,
down just a little bit. Yeah.
So did you make that hat for yourself, or is that just one hat?
I did make that hat for myself.
That's a nice one. It's got all the greens in it.
It does, but my favorite color is yellow, pastel yellows, and I still don't have a pastel yellow hat. The yarns that I've picked, I haven't liked it. So this is a polyester. This is another one that I have that I'll eventually place into somebody. It's like I said, it's a very soft polyester, and you've got to wash it by hand.
These are thick and solid.
This one's a little bit lighter. It's not as heavy as some of them.
And this one's Papa's for those of you who haven't seen it yet.
So why isn't it Papa's house?
What's he gonna do? Wear it out in the blazing heat? I keep them here so we can show them.
Wow.
Believe me.
I'm working on an orange one that it's going to the Fisherman 506. In fact, when I went to his channel or her channel, they hadn't put a video up on in a while.
That happens. People take breaks.
Yes, for about 4 years.
That's
I'm like, okay, that's a little.
I think that's not a break. I think that's considered quitting.
Quitting, yes.
Or they're finished. They didn't quit; they finished.
But he had an Alaskan type sawmill that he was cutting some lumber, and I love watching those type of things. Not that I'm ever going to probably ever do it. It's so interesting to see what other people do, and it entertains me, and it makes me happy. And watching other channels that also do turning on a lathe, I love watching to see what that bowl or whatever is going to be made. It just brings so much joy, in watching those videos.
I've looked at lathes many times in the stores or wherever and thought about getting one, but I don't know. I don't know how much I would use it, but it does definitely look like an interesting hobby to have.
It certainly is.
I could certainly do them on YouTube. So I probably will eventually. The next thing I've got on the list is a welder. I've never welded before, and I need to learn because I've been making these monstrosities out of wood and bolts and stuff because I don't know how to weld. It's stupid.
Yeah, I've never welded either. I've done soldering, like for water pipes. I've done that, where you put flux on and use that silver to seal that joint. I have done that. So I'm guessing that's in a short term. It is kind of welding a little bit.
It's in the family of welding.
It is in the family, yes. So I have done that.
There's welding plastic. You weld plastic.
Pretty sure you could.
Well, they do. They have plastic welders.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Is there anybody different in here?
Oh, I see Belt Loop 29.
Belt Loop. I've been watching Belt Loop, and I subscribed. I thought I was subscribed to him, but I made sure I was subscribed to him the other day. There was somebody else that I know I was subscribed to, and I went to go look up their channel, and I wasn't subscribed anymore for some reason.
Yeah, White Shoulder. I was supposed to be subscribed to her, and I went in there and I had watched 2 videos, and it's the first time that I've seen that they unsubscribed me completely. I had watched 2 videos, made comments, put a like in, and then I went and subbed to them and hit the notification bell. You know, and on one of her live on White Shoulder Homestead or Farmstead or whatever it is, uh, they had changed the rules. You had to be subscribed for 4 days, and he changed it at the last moment so I could be there, so I could see who won one of my halves. You know, everybody was a little bit. I don't know if they were upset, but I made the choice that I was not going to put any hashtags in to win anything, and I didn't. You know, I just felt, hey, that's how I feel about it. You know, they did it so that I could be there and watch. You know, they probably were thinking, why isn't she putting anything in? Because it's my choice. You know.
Well, after every one of these lives, I'll get like 10 subscribers, and then slowly but surely, the next couple days, they start dwindling back down again. When you subscribe to somebody, you need to leave a comment,
Yes.
watch a video, make
Yes.
it look like you're actually interested in that subscription, because YouTube will drop it.
I
Change
certainly,
stuff, not always, but
did. I certainly did, because one of the things that I asked is, did they have any weathers? Because they live in the same state I do. I wanted to buy one of their weathers so that I could, you know, do what I wanted to do. You know, most people don't think about that, but it brings in food to my family. You know, and she said they usually sell the little bucklings before that time. So it's kind of like, okay, you know, so I definitely made a comment.
Well, I was telling that for everybody, not at you.
Yeah.
Did you show people what you were doing yet?
I'm making a hat for someone.
And it's not pink.
No, it is orange. It's a very bright orange.
It shows up on screen as pink.
Because
it matches your shirt perfectly. Is your shirt orange?
My shirt is kind of a peachy color.
Oh, okay. So
it is. It is definitely. I don't know if the camera will show this, but yeah, it's orange. It is a bright orange.
Full Blown Country says he's getting some rain.
Ooh, that's great.
How much rain, Full Blown Country? Or Pooch?
This hat's getting hot.
Now, Full Blown Country has switched his regular Full Blown Country live from Thursday to Sunday, and his Pooch and Pretty from Sunday to Thursday. Not that it makes a lot of difference in the scheduling, but the format will be a little different. So you got to check him out at 7 o'clock Central tomorrow night.
Hi, Andale.
Who else is on? There's somebody else on after him. Who's on after Full Blown Country? Oh, it's before him. Well, there's Troy. He comes on at 6:30 Eastern, which would be 5:30 Central.
Yes.
And he runs for an hour and a half, I believe, most of the time, doesn't he? I know that his ends just about the time Full Blown Country starts. Oh. The chat wasn't going. I had it still for some reason and missed all these.
Is there any questions you want to ask me, Brian?
Oh, I'll be asking you questions.
Okay.
It always takes me a couple of minutes to get going. I check the messages, and then I guess it takes me a couple of minutes to get into a live. Yeah, why don't we start by, what was the first hat that you did that you gave to a YouTuber, and what made you start that? Or was it even before that?
It was before then. The church that I used to go to had a kind of like a humanitarian day, and that was back in, I think, 1996, 95, 96, somewhere around in there. And they had all of us come over there, and my mom was, of course, no, it was it. Yeah, it was 98. 98. It was 98 because my mom was living here in Columbia at that time. And I went and picked her up and took her over to the church. And they had all these different kinds of looms that were sitting there. And because I'm a person that has to see things done, I went and walked around and watched people do this. Then I went and picked up a loom. And we were making them for different sizes, for premature babies, for babies. And a friend of mine, her name is Laura Jost, she got me started. And the first time I did it, I made them too tight. I now don't. So I started making a hat and got it done pretty quick, even though I just started on it. And I took a break for a little while. And then when my mom passed away in 2017, I took it back up. And my first hat went to a channel that I follow, and it's Our Wyoming Life. I asked them what their favorite colors were in an email and sent them hats. Sent their 3 children. Sent their 3 children and stuff.
You don't have to stop. I was just pointing out that he had a different,
Yeah.
Well,
They showed the hats I gave them and stuff, and started again on making these hats. And I can't remember who the first person besides them. I think it was Scott was the next person that I gave a hat to. First time that I'd ever sent out of the United States. So I said overseas, but it's not really overseas. It's just across the border.
So now when you do them for YouTube channels, are they strictly ones that are doing lives, or is it anybody?
It's
anybody that suits your fancy.
Anybody. Any channel that I'm following are eventually going to get a hat or something else. Because of course I make the blankets and I also make scarves. And I had not crocheted in a very long time. I'd never done it. I've always done with the 2 knitting needles, and then started on these, which is it is a knit. So I'd made this blanket for somebody, and the edges, it was on this S loom, and the edges didn't look good. So I went over to my sister's and showed it to her, and she says, well, let me get you started on learning how to crochet. So I crocheted the edge of that blanket. And that's how I learned to crochet. And all the crocheting I do is half double and doubles. And that's it. I don't know how to do granny squares. Eventually I'm going to learn that. Just going back and forth, it's a lot easier. Yeah. So
you know what you need? Know what people need to do for these big events that we get to? Everybody should bring their hats, and we should get big pictures of everybody that can bring a hat and wear it in a group photos.
I was asking some people to send pictures of them in their hats, and then I was going to do a kind of like a review, where you put it on the video. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I've got some people that have sent me their picture of them in their hat, and one of these days I'm just going to put it on a slideshow and their channel name in
if
there.
you can figure out how to have them send like a 30-second video clip.
Yeah, that
would be cooler, because then you can actually do like a montage video.
That might be interesting. And then I've got to figure out how to put it together.
I have to figure that out, because I've been thinking of a couple of ideas myself where I would want where I want people to send in clips, and then I would make up a video with all those clips.
I think this is where belt loop gets that I am the yarn ninja because I make these hats and I'm able to just wrap these around so fast.
Look at her go. And you say it takes about 2 hours to make one of those.
About 2 hours. This one, of course, is a little longer because I haven't been working on it totally the whole time.
Now, do you do hats where you like stop one color and start the next one?
Yes, I do.
And then you do
I find it a lot easier just to do putting the two different colors together, because then you've got to make sure that that thing stays tied. You know, it's like one of the hats that was on that when I was mailing those out. I had ran out of that brown camouflaged, and I finished it up with green camouflage on top. You know, so he's, as if people look at it, they'll see that there is a definite difference in there, and I have to make sure that I tie it where when they wash it, it's not going to come untied. And definitely on YouTube, they have showed me different ways of tying things. There's where you kind of make a loop around and you come back through and you pull it. And then it's a slip knot. So you're able to pull that slip knot together, and it makes it a whole lot better.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You know,
I'm putting these links up for these events that are coming up, peoples.
You do know about the one in not this weekend, but next weekend, there's going to be one in the Ozarks here in Missouri.
I'm not sure. Well, no, I remember you saying something.
It's in Marshfield.
Here's the Pine Cone Fest one. I just send out the, what else is this?
My brother and I are going to that one.
England Homestead Festival. Is that the one, Cindy Brown, is that the one that's in Virginia? Oh, okay. I'm thinking of Homesteaders of America. Okay, I was just trying to get these links in here so people could see them. Oh, this is a different one too, isn't it? The Kansas meetup?
That's the Kansas meetup, yes.
All kinds of events that I can't go to because they all want to be around harvest time, or they're, well, you know, I could possibly go to the Homesteader one in Virginia, and I need to look at that again because I was thinking that was going to be too close to harvest, but I think harvest is going to be early. It probably will be right during Pinecone Fest. And the Homesteaders of America is October 7th. I think we'll be plenty finished with grapes by then.
Here's the text that Tim Posey sent to me. It's called the Ozarks Homestead Expo. And it's the 26th, 27th, and it's at the Webster County Fairgrounds in Marshfield, Missouri.
Is that this one? Yep.
Yes, it is.
So, do you have a tally on how many hats you've made?
No. I'm thinking at least over 1,000.
Oh, wow.
I'm thinking over 1,000.
Wow.
You know, there's no way, because when we were there, I was making so many, and we would make baby hats, and those take so little time to make a baby hat that I would put them into a bag and take them over. You know, after I wash them, I take them over to the two different hospitals that we have that had babies coming. You know, so I know probably maybe 2,000. A lot.
That's crazy. That's a lot of twisting that yarn around those eggs.
It is.
And you've done blankets on top of that.
And I've done blankets on top of that. I've done scarves, that were crocheted that I've made for people. I also had that baby blanket that I sent to Cooking with Bobby Joe is the channel, and I'm not really sure how to pronounce her first name, but that baby blanket and 3 baby hats were sent to her, and things.
So So the ones that you sent for YouTubers is probably just a percentage of them, right? I mean, you do it for all kinds of events, or not events, but other purposes too.
Yes. Because I sent I made the hats. I made 30 hats that went to Our Wyoming Life, but it was part of Edible Prairie Project that Erin, his wife, does. That I sent 30 hats to her, and I also sent 30 hats, or about 30 hats, to Altruistic Farmstead. Also, for the home, for the people that were homeless.
Linda has done 5 Afghans in a month.
Wow,
crazy! My sister makes.
Well, an Afghan's a lot bigger than a lap blanket.
My sister makes some beautiful Afghans. She made one for I think she just made a really large one for my mom and dad, because my parents are right next to each other all the time. So they.
No, I have not done 5 Afghans in a month. I do.
She did.
She did.
Linda did.
I have done. Wow.
Tree Haven.
Hi, Tree Haven.
Why you didn't do it? Hey guys, we love our hats. He loves our hats too. What colors did you get them? I think they got red and something.
Yes. There is also the Fowler Family Farm. They got 3 hats. She got a red one that had some. It was some red that had some shiny stuff in it. Really beautiful, beautiful hat. Well, and he wanted black. He just wanted black. So,
if you're in a live, even in the comments, and you hear Rebekah ask you what your favorite color is, you know what's happening.
There's some people that don't, because then I send them the packages, and then they go, so I got a mail call, and yes, it's from Rebekah, but I'm not sure what it is, because I didn't tell them I was sending them a hat.
I was watching, what was that? Probably just last week, when you asked Drew what color he likes, and I don't think maybe he knew what you were talking about, but I wasn't.
I don't know.
Because he was like blue, or I don't remember what color he said, but
I think a lot of people are like, okay, why is she asking me my favorite color?
Because you're gonna get a hat.
Yes.
And it's a damn good hat too. Ooh, sorry. It's a great hat. You'll be very happy. Honored to have your hat.
The thing that I'm going to start doing on my channel is I'm going to show the yarn that I've got.
Mary Jameson.
And I'm going to be able to, with having that yarn, people will know what colors I have.
Mary Jameson's in here.
Hi, Mary James.
I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm just pointing out who's here.
Yeah. It's kind of fuzzy. I have to raise my head a little bit because most people don't realize this. I have trifocals. I have distance vision, which my left eye is perfect. My right one isn't. And when I'm sitting in my vehicle, I have to sit back further because of my knee problems. And you have that little distance in between of when you're reading, and not being able to see the dash ain't good. Oh, she was totally confused.
You are bewildered. Why is she asking my colors?
I think people have caught on now. Why I'm asking, but when I did it on hers, it was like, okay, and she gave me her favorite color, and then I found out that she doesn't wear knitted hats. So then I thought, maybe I should make her a scarf.
Well, there you go.
Which I could,
I just had a thought, and I can't remember what it was. Something about the comments, and I can't remember what it was. Shoot. So, what else do you like to do when you're not making hats?
This may surprise a lot of people. I like working on my vehicle.
Why would that surprise us?
I
know. And you know why it doesn't surprise me? Because the way you I can't get this to go straight because it's in the reverse mirror image, and it's okay. This side's better.
Yeah, I know. This one's up a little bit. I'm just gonna pull it up.
The reason why I'm not surprised that you say you work on your car is because when I did the video of fixing that sill beam, she goes, I don't know that I would have done it that way. I was like,
I'm not there.
Sill beam.
I definitely think it will work, but I did have a suggestion. What about putting, I don't know what you're going to put over the outside, but what about putting some metal flashing over that area?
There probably will be, but
okay.
it is completely covered.
Okay.
There's a roof over that. I mean, a pretty big roof, and there's a deck too. So it's almost never going to see any water again.
So what do you think happened that it did have water, or, because there is also termites?
We don't get termites.
You don't have termites. Okay.
That's just
we do here.
I have never seen termite damage on any of our places.
I know. It's like, I'm going to take that thing
off.
It's
that side. Okay.
Oh.
I'm dyslexic, and to have it be reversed like that, it was making me weirded out. Simply Jan Homestead.
Hi, Simply Jan. She asked me to pick her colors, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm supposed to be making her a hat too, and it's like,
Simply Jan is yellow and pink. When I think of her, I think of yellow and pink for some reason. Probably because it's something she was wearing. Her sister was wearing.
Usually, there's times that I'll watch what people wear and be able to kind of pick what color they might like.
If I could, I'd wear navy blue all the time.
Oh.
But I had to think about that in my videos because I have like 100 navy blue t-shirts. And did I wear that in the last video? I don't know.
I'm kind of more of a pastel. As you can see, my blouse, I kind of like lighter colors, for myself.
I don't like pastel. I don't look good in pastel. Especially pink.
But yeah, this thing's
cool.
Getting done. I could bring that camera down a little more. I think
the Peterson thinks that Jan is cool. She is.
Yeah.
Cool. She's one happening woman. She's crazy. When we did our life,
I think both of my cats are laying back there.
There you go.
Which I'm really surprised because she doesn't like him too close to her. It's really surprising. What that is behind that chair is a blue barrel that has dog food in it for. Hi.
Okay. So this person knows you, sifting oil and more. I'm not familiar with that one, but it looks like you know them, right?
Sifting soil? Yes, I do.
Cool.
Yes, I do. And of course I have a little garden up on my porch. It's not growing right now. I've got to wait till this heat leaves a little bit, and I'm going to plant some more lettuce
Yeah.
up on my porch and stuff for this fall. But yes, I do know them. Thank you for coming.
24 people in the house.
Wow, this is great. I wrote down on a piece of paper how many people had joined my family. I don't say subscribers. I don't like that word. Have joined my family. And I think it hit 245. Wondering what it's going to say once I get off here.
I'll slip and say subscribers sometimes, but
yeah, I don't. They feel like family and friends to me.
They really do. I mean, you see the same faces all the time, and they're always supporting you. Everybody, yeah.
Or the same comment. The same people come to watch my videos and things like that.
Yeah, I usually get the same people coming. A lot of them come straight over from MT Homestead. But then they watch Family Night. I mean, we've got Possum Run Rant or Possum Run Homestead. Then we've got SLR and Come On Homestead and MT Homestead. And then I'm the last one. I don't think I have to worry about competing with anybody at this hour. Nobody wants the 10 o'clock hour. But JB Conway was the one who actually mentioned that at Shoot Day. And she said, some people should consider doing some late night lives because there are a lot of people up late and they don't have anything to watch.
I'm not a real night person, but there's times when Belt Loop is on that I'll get on there and I'll go to bed like at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And then of course I don't hear my alarm at 6, which I do get up at 6 o'clock. Because I have 2 dogs that have to go out and do their business and stuff. And I have to walk them because my fence is too short. And they like to jump over my 4-foot fence now. And I live somewhat on a busy road. And I don't want my dogs hit. I never have been a person that likes to have their dogs running loose. Because as a child, I watched our family dog get run over.
Yeah, that happened to us.
It just kind of cures you of having a dog running loose.
The first dog I ever had of my own got hit by a car. It was heart-wrenching. Yeah. I had him for 7 years, and we were all watching the game, and for some reason the gate was open. He wasn't a dog that you could just let go. You had to keep him on a leash or something because he would take off and you wouldn't find him for hours. So he got out and we heard a loud noise out there. He got hit good, but he survived. And we took him to the vet, and it was just around Christmas. I think he died the day after Christmas. But we called the vet, and he said, well, I'm going to put him up on the table and suture him. He seems like he could come home in a couple hours, and I was looking forward to that. And then he called back an hour later and said I put him up on the table and he had a heart attack. Totally devastating.
Yeah, it's something you never forget, and
no.
So I never let my dogs run loose, and the 2 dogs I do have, I don't think a lot of people know this, but I only need my dogs as a brace dog. So when I go and walk on the gravel road, they stay close to me so that I can brace up against them because of bad knees. And you don't have to have them trained by somebody because all I'm having him do is walk with me and things. So I trained my Denver, my first large enough dog, I had huskies. I had beautiful Siberian huskies. And they were in a huge fenced-in kennel runs that they couldn't get out.
Yeah.
I would walk them. I'd put them on a retractable lead line or a web lead, which is a cotton lead, and let them do their running and kept them on a leash, because if you let a husky off the leash, I watch that one guy that has the huskies, and I'm like, man, he's letting that dog loose. I'm surprised she hasn't run off. I can't think of his channel name, but it just, knowing the propensity for huskies, they love to run. Unless he's got some type of collar on her that keeps her in a fenced-in area.
People are telling in the chat about their dog experiences where they lost their dog to the cars.
Wow. It's hard,
I don't think there's any way to lose your dog that's going to be any worse than the other. But the part that really got me is that I really thought he was going to be okay. I was looking forward. I was going to go get him, and then it was like slashed. He was a beautiful dog. He was a Labrador Chow mix. And boy, did he have a personality. I mean, a split personality. He was a sweetheart, but man, he got out and killed 26 chickens one night. I had almost considered getting rid of him, but I didn't. I stuck with him. And he was a handful in that respect. I had to watch him for everything. I couldn't let him loose. I couldn't let him around people.
Yeah, chows are one not really one person, but their family is everything to them, and they don't want other people around their family. But let me do something. Blue, come here, Blue. Come here. Come on. Head up. I'm gonna have to bring the camera down. Come here, Blue. Come here.
On the lights. Grab
Sit.
a soda.
This is Blue. Hey, Blue. Blue.
Oh, Black Lab. Oh, that's a.
But he's just not Black Lab. His mother was an English Mastiff. If you got to see his chest, he's got a very broad body.
He's definitely beefier than a lab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a beefy dog.
He is a very beefy dog. But that's my Blue. Where's Denver?
Cindy Brown's dog seemed to be amazing. Turn on the lights and grab a can of soda from the refrigerator, pick up the TV remote control, open the doorknobs, and
come here, Denver.
All without being taught. All without being taught.
The camera to him. My dog is laying down on the floor. Come on, Denver. Come on, boy. Come on.
So this is your mother?
And that's my sister.
Oh, your sister.
My sister. Come on, Denver.
I can't see her very well, so
up. Come here. Forward. Come on, Denver. Come here. Forward.
Paco's a stray, and I don't know what his circumstances were and why he was separated from his previous family.
Yeah, whoa, Mommy. Come here. Denver.
But he seems to know how to do everything.
Come on, boy. Come here.
I mean, I never had to train him or anything. He just like.
This is Denver. Poor kid.
Able to read my mind. Yeah, that's a beautiful dog.
He's really big. We're not sure, but we know he's lab. But we don't know what he is. Else, he's really long. I went on the internet and did a search for something that kind of looked like him. We think he has a Mastiff in him, like maybe Cane Corso, but his head is so big. and stuff.
Could it
You know.
could it be Rottweiler?
Some people say Rottweiler, but I don't think so. He doesn't have the tan points.
He's got that long jowl.
You know, he's definitely got a longer muzzle than Blue does. But yeah, he's the one that we don't know if he was dumped or if he just got away from his owners. And some ladies found him in a town called Avaz in the country. And they looked for 3 weeks to find his owners and never could. So they put him on Craigslist, and I was looking through Craigslist because I was looking for a service dog. And they were going to be pretty picky who this dog went to. And Denver, when they brought him to the dog park here in Columbia, he walked with me really good. You know, and I asked the ladies when they gave him to me.
Good night, Tish.
Said, hi, Tish.
Thank you very much for stopping in.
But yeah, he came home with me, and I started his bracework training so I could use him to walk with. He will be there with me in Marshfield because he is a service dog.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, both of them will be because Blue is in training right now to help me out since he can't. His hips have kind of given out, so I don't use Denver as much to get me up. I use Blue. But yeah, they're both black dogs.
It's definitely a sturdy dog.
Such good dogs. I know there's some people that probably want videos of them, you know, and I may do that. I just don't know because I use my iPad to video and stuff, so I don't know what I could do. I guess I could put on
Why can't you just flip the camera around and use the front camera?
Yes.
I know what it's like to have a dog that's complicated to videotape because Taco will either not move or he'll dart. He'll dart somewhere or he'll come right up on me to where he's too close and I can't bend the camera down. That's why every time you see him in one of my videos, it looks like I'm straining to get him on the camera. He's not a camera dog.
Yeah, so we have 2 dogs and 2 cats here. And it's interesting. The 2 cats have their favorite dog. It's funny to watch Blue play with BB and Gigi. There she's coming down. There's Blue. Oh, there's Denver. That's hit her. Denver's more calmer than Blue is. Yeah. And Gigi likes Denver. But BB likes Blue because he kind of plays a little rough. I have a sweet story to tell about Blue, which surprised the heck out of me. We heard these squealing going on in our front yard. And I walk out the front door, and Blue has come up on the porch, and he has something furry in his mouth. He found baby bunnies.
Have a great day at school tomorrow, Tish.
Yeah, definitely.
Her first day. A lot of first days, people are first days of school. Usually it's Wednesday. It was always Wednesday for us. I guess they didn't want us to have a full week. Well, I guess the teachers would have to do some stuff with Monday and Tuesday. Narrowway Farm, Ricky, he had his first day yesterday or Monday, and he teaches 5th grade for the first time ever.
Wow!
So that's pretty cool. I told him I gotta ask him what his first week was like on Saturday. I'll probably contact him. ERB. Why are you always leaving me, Jan? She left me 8 times in our live. He'll be right back. He's always leaving me.
I haven't left this stream
He's
at
gonna
all.
get separation anxiety.
I showed Brian something before this stream started. Would you guys like to see my grandmother's clock?
Yeah, and then tell the story about it. That cat almost looked like a raccoon for a second there.
It doesn't work anymore, but this is a tombstone clock that was my grandmother's.
Wow.
And I now have it.
How old is it?
I have no clue. I don't know if it was her. I don't know if it was her mother's or anything about it. All I know is she had it sitting on a shelf in her home from when I was 6 years old and went to her house for the first time in Kansas City.
We should have it restored.
Yeah, I would love to. You know,
We have a couple of clocks.
I don't have the thing that winds it. You know, so I'd have to. I'd have to go.
Somebody has it. I mean, if you went to have it repaired, they would have a stash of keys that would probably work on some. On
It would be nice.
So does it not work because you can't operate it, or is it not work because it doesn't work?
Because I can't operate it. I could probably put the chime thing back on and it would run down. So I've now got it locked so that it doesn't wind it down completely, because my mom had it worked on a while back. And since we lost that key, we can't wind it anymore.
Well,
You know, so I don't want it to run it down, and it's locked, so it can't move anymore.
I'm sure somebody who works on clocks like that regularly would have, because they're probably standard keys with
It
whatever.
has where it goes fast and slow. It's very small,
Yeah.
very small. I know there's an antique mall close to where I live that I could probably go and look through all those keys to see if I could find what would work this one.
I know
so
we have a
could
local
hear it
clock.
chime, so we could hear it chime.
I'm pretty sure we have a clock repair place here, and I need to take my I can't remember what the brand is. It's R something, RC or something like that.
This one, let me see if I can read what the name is on this. It's a Seth Thomas.
Life with Belinda and Chuck are in here.
Hi.
How long have they been in here? Oh, they must have just got here. I don't see them in the past tense.
In fact, they got hats from me.
Something tells me I think I saw that. I saw that happen.
I know full blown country. I haven't joined their channel, and I'm definitely going to come back in here and write down the names of all the people that I haven't connected with.
Full Blown Country, you'll like their channel. You'll like their.
Sure I will.
You would like them personally if you met them too. Very nice.
I think there's lots of
Very
people
nice
that
couple. Love them.
once I meet them, they're just going to be a little more, part of my family and stuff.
Oh, they're family oriented. They're very much loved in this community. Anybody who knows them loves them.
But, my sister came down yesterday or the day before, or something like that, and she took a fall, so she's going to stay here for a little bit, to recover from that fall. And things. We live on a gravel road that in front of our house we own, which being on limited income, I can't fix it, So whenever I walk on that gravel, I always have my dog, always.
Yeah, well, that's smart.
so that I'm not falling and getting hurt. Because when you fall, you break bones at my age.
Going people. Yeah. Teaching Micah. Church going people.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, well, you got to watch them tomorrow night then. Pooch and Pretty are going to be on at 7:00 tomorrow night. Everybody.
I go in and click on live and see who's on. On YouTube, I'll click in there and see who's live, and if I haven't connected with them, then I usually do.
Yeah.
Join their channel and get to know who they are.
Well, I'd much rather spend time on these lives and getting to know people than all that industry, the entertainment industry stuff. It just turns me off. Corn-fed life is in here.
Corn-fed life. I've got to get their hats done.
And I got to have the live with them. I think I looked for their email and it wasn't there, or maybe I'm mixing it up with somebody else that I couldn't contact. But I'll try to contact them so that we can do a live.
I am going to silence my phone. Did you guys hear that ding?
Yeah.
Channel that I followed, they just went live.
You just love people. You just love people, huh?
I do love people.
Full-blown country. Yeah, I bet you do.
I do love people.
Full-blown country.
Oh.
I'm going to take a peruse through here and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Mary Jemison. I know I said hi to her, right?
Yep. I have a friend named Jeannie Jameson.
She knows about the Seth Thomas clocks.
Oh, she does.
Well, I don't know if she knows about them, but she says she loves them.
It's something that is so neat, having something that was my grandmother's. If anybody's ever seen in my bedroom, I have my great grandmother's dresser. It's one of those ones that's kind of curved. I want to get a glass to put on top so that top stays absolutely beautiful.
We bought one of those curved front dressers, and I know it's got to be from probably the early 20s. It's beautiful, and I didn't refinish it. I took it all apart. I did put clear coat inside the drawers, to make them smooth again, and I did the inside of the carcass also to cut down. A lot of those older cabinets are they smoked. They smoked in the 20s and 30s and the 40s, and those cabinets that smell that you smell in those old cabinets. It's from that. So, and it got rid of it. I mean, it closed it in or whatever it did, but I cleaned it up really good, and it's a gorgeous dresser, a high boy. I need to put.
It's got two small drawers, and then I think
a door.
Four below that.
Does it have also a door?
No, it does not. No.
Well, they made them all different.
Yeah, this one has two curved front. They're all curved, but there's two small ones beside each other. And then there's the, I think there's four. Either 3 or 4.
I think it's 5. Let me check.
My brother's going to go check. And
smell of smoke will stay forever, for a while. When it's that thick, it'll stay forever. I don't think
Ronald, bring one of those smaller dressers up here. In fact, the two bottom dressers
drag a dresser up.
has wooden knobs on it that I'm looking for the metal things that screw in from the back that they go through a hole. I would love to find those that match. There's one that's on the top that's different, but they're very beautiful.
Total of 6 drawers.
Total of 6 drawers. You want to go get one of those drawers, Ronald, so they can see what it looks like? It is beautiful, just absolutely a beautiful dresser.
Go on Marketplace and see if anybody's selling. You know,
Yeah.
they have random stuff like that on.
Well, even that, I bet even that that antique mall, someone may have what matches those handles. It would be nice to have all of them that way.
You'd be surprised. You could find them.
I would love to find them.
Well, if there's any, is there any kind of like information on the cabinet in the back, under the drawers, under the bottom of the top?
I have not looked underneath.
It's possible. Usually a piece of furniture will have, I mean, now they fall off because they're old, but "56 minutes into the hour."
Oh,
Wow, that hour went fast.
Yes, it did. Yeah, my sister Judy is how much older than 4 years older than me? 5 years older than me. Here he comes.
You made him drag the whole dresser up?
Oh, I see which one he brought. I was hoping that he'd bring one of the small ones, but no, he brought the biggest, one of the big ones. Let's see here. This is the front of it.
That looks exactly like the drawer that we have.
Small ones.
The hardware is.
Small one
This
goes
is-
to about there.
And I have the key that locks this.
Somebody had refurbished this dresser that we had. That drawer's the same.
Small ones fit to about right.
But yeah,
there.
I'd like to, that one of the small drawers has a different handle than this, but I would love to find the handles. That
Oh,
the bottom one has 2 wooden
That's
knobs.
a pretty standard handle from those times. So you probably could.
I could probably find it.
She probably found it already.
Oh,
Sale.
someone says Hobby Lobby's got a sale. I don't usually go to Hobby Lobby that much. I go to Michael's. And I go to Joann's, and then sometimes Walmart, but not as much on the
There you go.
yarns.
There you go.
Oh wow.
You can stock up.
And there's a lot of places. I'll even go on Facebook Marketplace, and there'll be people that will be selling yarn on there. I, in fact, got some yarn that I will probably not show it on my yarn haul. It's alpaca,
Wow.
and it's going to be. I'm going to make something for myself with it.
Wow, Rebekah, this was
Yeah.
really nice having you on. I appreciate it very much that you would
You're
come and
welcome.
tell us your story about your hats. And I would say when I asked you to originally do this, you hadn't been on too many lives.
No, I've been on a lot.
So I said, you gotta come on and tell your story. But your story, yeah, everybody's knowing your story now.
Yes,
That's good. Get on as many lives as you can.
I certainly
But-
do.
I thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I look forward to getting to know you more and seeing you in other people's chats as we have been.
Yes,
And you have a great night.
I sure will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to say goodbye to people in the chat.
Yeah.
And
Say goodbye.
Back up.
See, this is the handle that's on this one that I'd like to find that other kind.
JB Conway just sent me a friend request.
Yeah, that's the two small drawers that are on top.
Yeah, that's exactly that. It's very much like the one I have.
From the 20s.
Alrighty. So I'm
Yeah.
going to close you out, and then I'm going to say goodbye to the people in the chat and thank my.
Not a problem.
And
Thank you
and
so
have a
much for
good
letting
night.
me on here.
You're welcome. I've been wanting to have you on for quite a while now, and you know that.
Yes, I do.
You have a good night.
I will.
Thank you. Thank you for showing up.
Okay, not a problem.
Wow, that was nice to have her on finally. So I want to thank all my moderators for doing a great job and protecting my channel. All these familiar faces in here. I love coming in here every week and seeing the same people and new people. I want you to have a good night. Next week, we have the Crouch Ranch with Sid and Mike, and I hope you all show up. Thank you for showing up, and have a good evening. See you next week.